This episode of Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons. Special thanks to our supreme and master speakers, Circa Barrakiel, Remia Salia, Mage Cat Comet, Erisu Yamakawa, Arcadia Lunarshine, Drumavian, Alex Franco AV, Nina Grimstarter, Casey Schaefer, Diamos, Lily Black, Hans Grenade, Sapa Chakwatul, Faris Gentoru, Cletus Oreo, Quick Levin, Luke Leonatrell, Cirrus, Icy Lee, Lyria Rain, Pamela Isley, Umbral Wind, Naive Arido, Celeste Razgris, Elenriel Maximus, Edwin, Bob Cece, Fabson Voidworm, Raimi Maverick, Korid No, Mira Miri, Winebow Brood, Bay Barbalay, Kaisa Regina, Uzora Akari, AJ Brainswordson, Suno Shikano, Gideon Ura, Buster Gearhold, Azuta Starbreeze, Nat Clay, Camille Grino, and Huskies. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/SpeakersXIV. Thank you.
This is Speakers of Eidolon.
Good evening, Aorcians. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon, episode 233. I'm Lukiel Bravestone, and I'm joined today, hopefully, by Georgi Wiston and Rollo Des.
This shit don't stop.
This shit don't stop. It's episode 233. It's February 13th, 2021. It is the day before Valentine's. It's been a week of interviews for Yoshi P. The first week of potentially many. We'll be reading interviews in this episode, as well as going through patch 4.45.
5.45. Mm-hmm.
I put 4.45 in the show notes. That's not good. 5.45, part 1, because we'll only talk about the Delubrum Reginae today. Stay tuned for the post-show. We'll be reading questions from the Syndicate, and that is the show. We'll also read Mogmail. Send us Mogmail at speakersxiv.com/Mogmail. Website is working.
Oh, that got fixed? It's all good now?
Works now. It's still speakers. It's still our website, so it's still slow as fuck, but it works.
Okay.
So there you go. Right. I guess this is a channel update. The Ceruleum Reactor episode will go out for patrons on Monday. Mm-hmm. It's been delayed because of Core. Core's still delayed. Coming soon. Also, my computer has decided it's time to die, so it's sort of slowed things down a bit. But it's coming. Right, this week in 14, what have you done? Rollo.
Me? Not too much. I've mostly just been in the Southern Front, leveling up my Bard. It's not 69 anymore. I said that last week, but now it's like 74, I think. It's still hard to get into Castrum. Still a little hard sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, that's all you've done. Wow, we're a firework today.
I mean, that's what there is to do. And I did the good stuff too. But
yeah. Okay. Georgi?
I have finally leveled every job. So I have that Amaro mount, and I got around to doing all of the final job quests that I had been putting off because I decided I'm not going to do any of them until I have every job leveled. So that was like Samurai, Dragoon, Dark Knight, a bunch of others that I can't remember off the top of my head. Some of them are okay, some of them are really weird.
Mm-hmm.
I think, well, the monk one has Lise in it, so it's already... Other than that, I've also been leveling Blue Mage on my main because it was only capped on my Ragnarok character. Blue Mage is now at 60. I have made it through 29 of the Mask Carnival events once more. I need to do the 30th at some point.
Okay.
You like that Amaro Mount music, by the way?
I don't think I've ever.
I don't have mount music on, but I do like the Amaro Mount music.
Oh.
I haven't had mount music on since 2.3. Okay. Now you've reached. Well, you have technically an alt, so I guess there's still that. But I felt the moment I capped all the classes, I'm like, okay, what do I do now? what do I do now? Well, I guess technically Blue Mage now is the thing. All right. I haven't done anything in 14 other than...
Your Relic?
Yeah, the Relic. But it's only like doing Circus Tower once a week. Or twice a week. I'm not rushing.
Tower's fun. Come on, get in there.
I'm not rushing the Relic because it's going to take a long time before we get a new patch. It's in April. So it needs to last until April.
Well, it actually needs to last until late May.
Oh, wasn't it? Oh, sorry, May. I keep confusing it with the date for the... No, wait. Isn't it April 13th?
April is the patch, but late May is when the next Relic update will happen.
Oh, yeah, no. I just mean content to do in the game in general.
Okay.
So I have to hold on until April 13th, and I think that I will be able to stretch the Relic quest out until then. Yep, that's that. Moving on, it's time for some recent events. Valentine's Day and Little Ladies' Day is here in one in one quest.
Two quests.
Spoilers for the little day, for this seasonal event quest. Don't worry. There's not much to spoil. There is. It's a seasonal event, so I think the only event that I don't like talking about this early is the Rising. Other events, I feel like they don't mean anything. This year is a little special because they combined Valentine's Day and Little Ladies' Day, possibly because of everything that's happening in the world and the fact that they're working on an expansion as well. So, I will first of all say that I was very happy when I entered Old Gridania and saw Bert.
Yes.
Very nice to see him again. And the other one, French name, the
Rodrigo.
Yeah.
Not happy to see Astrid though. Why not?
See Astrid every year.
Yeah. That's not. She wasn't even wearing that uniform. She was like just wearing her usual butler outfit.
She never wore the uniform.
Oh yeah, she never did. You're right. She's so. You voted for her
on your server.
Yeah.
Not on my own.
Why would you do such a thing?
Because I didn't want to die. I told you. Went over this.
Okay, so this year's event summed up snore. But all right, let's go through it. So you talk to the Valentine. What is her name?
Lisette.
Lisette. And she's like, "Oh, we got a letter. Got a letter from someone who's feeling a little not feeling the love
downhearted
in this season." And we meet this Moogle with a heart-shaped palm. Don't know what the reason for its heart shape is, how that happened. But
it's cute though.
It's cute. It only, to me, it just further, it makes the mysteries of the palm deeper. Like, what is what is the palm? So that's like, it's a love Moogle, for lack of a better description. It's a Moogle that wants to spread love. and it has decided. So this girl, what is her name?
Aline?
Yes.
Elise?
Elise.
I can't remember her name.
Something
Evelyn?
like that. Yeah, well, one of the three. Pick one, Chad. It doesn't. It's literally irrelevant. It doesn't matter.
Aline. Okay.
She's a resident of Gridania, and the Moogle wants to like cheer her up, and so our mission, Astrid, I think, is the one that accompanies us, and we decide we want to bring her some stuff from around the world. I don't even remember. It's already fading.
Okay.
It's so boring.
So she wants to go explore the world, and especially wants to go see the sea in person.
Yes.
So, but she's like downhearted because she doesn't think she's going to become be able to become an adventurer. So, Astrid, I think, has the idea. If she can't go to the sea, let's bring the sea to her.
Yes.
So we go to Limsa to get flowers, and so the Moogle can paint the scenery.
Let's bring the sea to her by picking flowers and also painting a picture. I thought the flower thing was funny because I don't think I've ever smelled a flower that's like, classic, the sea. I feel like I'm at the beach. But yeah, I also thought it was funny because there's clearly a shot that they probably wouldn't. Actually, they probably would have, but that I felt like was more fitting now. There's like a shot where the Moogle is framed on the right side of the screen, and then you have Limsa in the background. And I thought, a couple of years ago, that would have looked very different, wouldn't it? That would not have looked. But I was gonna say they wouldn't have done that. They would have, because they were shameless.
They would have.
They often just show that melty shit. Yes. So they paint a painting and get some flowers, painted with the paint is made out of seashells, apparently. So
cute.
Yes.
Not something I've heard of. I've only heard of rocks and like other materials. I don't think I've ever heard of paints made out of crushed seashells.
Well, must be a thing. So we bring it to her. She's at Sweet Bloom Pier in Central Shroud. And
East Shroud.
Oh, is it East? Oh yeah, Sweet Bloom. Yeah, sorry, it's an East Shroud. We bring it to her. She gets happy, and then you can give her some encouraging words. I wonder if the pickup conjury option is only available if you have leveled a healer, or a white mage, or a conjurer, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I chose that option.
I did too, because I thought,
I picked it as well.
Yeah. Well, damn it, we all did it.
Need to coordinate on this. Come
on. You had it? Okay. So, and you never leveled it. Okay, so it's just there for everyone. That's weird. I guess you learn about Conjure in the MSQ, so you would be aware of it anyways, but yeah. Then we are told by the Moogle that he has to bring fan letters to the, what are their names?
Songbirds.
Songbirds. And that, I think... Oh God, what happens now? What's the catalyst for the Ul'dah part? How do we get there?
He needs to go do his job, and then Elena's like, I want to come, I want to help other people. So we all go along to Ul'dah to give the songbirds their fan letters. And then Astrid has the idea for, why don't we the Seneschal already wants to combine the Little Ladies' Day and Valentine's events. And then Astrid has the idea, why don't we dress up the songbirds in the Valentine's outfit?
Yes.
Wow. So everyone's like, that's a great idea. Then something else. Then the Seneschal's like, I have some stuff to give to the sick children. So we all go to see the sick children, and we see Aldetha from last year, and she's still helping the sick children, even though she's also sick.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
This is bad quarantine protocol, is what I thought when we were doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so we give the children sweets,
Mm-hmm.
And then we move on to the songbirds after that. We deliver the fan mail, and they're like they're upset because, well, one of the Lalafell, whose name I do not remember, is upset because they all get the same amount of fan mail. Which, all right.
What a nice Lala.
Yeah, right.
Okay. I have to say, I also think it's inaccurate based on when we had the popularity contest in the past.
True. So they're like, oh, but we haven't decided what to do with our outfits yet. I don't remember who came up with the plan.
Astrid.
Of course it was. So Astrid's like, oh, Valention's and Little Lady's Day is on the same day or whatever. It's in the same time, which is weird because they're not.
No, they are. What are you talking about?
I'm like, this isn't right. Okay. I guess they can do that because unlike 11, we don't have a calendar. Like, there's not an actual real calendar. So, I mean, there is a calendar lore-wise, but we never hear about it or see it.
I mean, the calendar can't be at all accurate. Days go by in an hour and 10 minutes.
True. Okay. So they decide they want to combine Valentine's Day and Little Lady's Day into their costumes or incorporate it. So we try. Where do we go? Do we go anywhere for that, or does it just happen?
No, that's actually when we go to the children's ward. And
sorry.
Astrid goes back to Gridania to get the outfits and tell Lizette what's happening.
Okay. And then we come back from the hospital, and then we see them perform wearing Valention's Day uniforms, but with like their colors on them.
Wow, it's really Segoy.
And then they do the sing emote, and that's that. It's so weird when they start singing and it's just instrumental music.
Yeah, the Aura has the best taste because she's part of the Bert gang.
I know, yeah. Justice for Bert. Right, so we get back to old Gridania, and that's the end. I don't think anything spectacular happens.
Lizette basically says, "Oh, the events aren't over," because I actually think this is supposed to be a split event. So there's going to be a second part, I think.
Yes, probably.
Because we haven't got all the rewards. We've only received the Moogle.
Wait, no. Yes, we have. You buy it from the merchant.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I
think
okay, I haven't done that yet.
Yeah. It's like 3,000 gil. So no tokens, which is good.
Always prefer that.
Yeah.
Just let me buy it with money.
Yeah.
And like I said, can't use it on Vera Rothgar, so
the hats, yeah. No.
Put it straight into your armoire.
Yeah.
And never think about it.
For whenever you decide to switch back to another race.
I would say I'm surprised they didn't make the dole the quest item. But then again, not everyone can use the dole either.
True. Well, most people can get like an apartment.
Yeah.
So there you go. Little Lady's Day / Valention's Day. It's an event.
Yeah. It's not offensive. Yeah. I'm glad it's here.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's not great. It's not bad. It's just an event. I'm a little sad that we lost to one event, kind of, but it doesn't matter. We're getting in a patch soon, so it doesn't matter.
I'm not that sad because Valentine. I almost never like the Valention's rewards.
Same. I like the Little Ladies Day stuff though, because Little Ladies Day was like kind of experimental sometimes when they had like that really dark storyline. I kind of like that.
I mean, you're still wearing a Little Ladies Day outfit.
I am.
It's
your...
Yeah. Okay. Right. Moving on. We touched on this last week, but we didn't really talk about it.
No.
The Digital Fan Festival is on the 15th and 16th of May.
it's interesting because they say we're pleased to announce the Final Fantasy XIV Digital Fan Festival 2021, our largest fan event yet, which is an interesting thing to say. What does that mean? Because there's not going to be as many people attending it.
No,
content,
I mean,
obviously.
I guess maybe they include all the digital attendees as the number of attendance.
Because if that's the case, then surely, it's free, so everyone's going to be watching that. Unlike our previous regional fan festivals, this time we're inviting adventurers from around the world to gather online for one big party. Please don't have audience cams. I beg of you, please.
But what if we get to be on there?
Well, I don't want to. That's horrible.
We can be the Kring.
Fuck. Various festivities and activities will be available, so we hope you'll join us for a fantastic celebration.
What activities? I'm so curious. I'm so curious as to what these digital activities are.
Yeah,
it's going to be a little Flash crane game where you can get some stickers, like a Moogle crane game.
I thought you... Okay, yeah. Okay.
But Flash is dead, so you can't do that. But
you don't have to make it in Flash, Rollo. There are other means of making games now.
All I know is Flash.
Well, that's very sad. All right. So, one interesting thing to note is that tickets to attend the event and watch the stage events will be sold in Japan only. Please note that the physical event will not feature any exclusive information, on-site merchandise sales, or special events with development of or operations team members. Why are you still doing this, Square Enix? Why?
Really think hope.
Optimism.
Yeah, but it's... No, I don't understand, because most companies have understood it by now. They're like, all right, let's not give... Like, we keep giving them hope, and it's every time we have to cancel. It's such a Square Enix thing to do. But
I would say it's more a Japanese company thing to do.
Yeah. But for us, whose only real link in this show is to Square Enix, it's a very Square Enix thing to do.
You probably shouldn't go.
No.
You shouldn't. If you have the opportunity, you shouldn't.
Yeah, considering the state of Japan.
What would you do? I don't. I guess they got to have like some people in the audience to go like, woo.
Yeah, they're still planning the Olympics. I think. Yes.
Don't go to that either.
No. So I think it's going to be, just as a side note, I think that's going to be a very interesting Olympics, because I feel like 80% of the countries will refuse to attend, even if they push through with it. It's going to be like 4 countries competing. It's going to be the smallest Olympics ever. All right. Well, maybe that's their plan, so that Japan can get all the medals, because no one else is competing. Okay. I don't know if there was anything else to... Pre-orders are available. Well, actually, we'll talk about that now. Merchandise. Pre-orders are now accepted for a variety of new merchandise. Region locked, by the way, including apparel to commemorate the Final Fantasy XIV Digital Fan Festival 2021. This region locking, I mean, we talked about it last week. I'm not going to...
We didn't say it on stream, though, did we?
I think we've talked.
I think we did. We talked about it towards the end of the live letter discussion.
It's so pointless. Yeah, we did it on the podcast when we went through the live letter.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Or did we actually? Yeah, I think we did.
I'm pretty sure we did.
Yeah. It's stupid. It's completely pointless. I don't understand why they do it, but
you get to be Australia now.
I'll trade you a Senator shirt for a Europe long sleeve shirt.
We don't get to be Australia because Australia gets nothing.
Europe. I mean, Europe is getting close to nothing.
We're getting
close to nothing this time.
They really don't like Europe, which is weird. So
too many countries.
You would think that the fashion capital of the Final Fantasy world would get all the shirts.
I still think that splitting Europe and North America is very odd. it's like, oh yeah, they don't have the same tastes because Europe is a different world from
It is.
the
Mhm.
US
They did crazy
or
stuff
North
there.
America. Yeah.
They speak not English.
Yeah.
That's the greatest sin of all.
Okay. There's also an art contest that goes with this digital fan fest.
Oh.
There's so much information because every time there's a contest, there's like a million disclaimers for every fucking country's specialty, like all the laws of the world. But I'll read the tiny bit at the top here. We're pleased to present an art contest to celebrate the upcoming Final Fantasy XIV Digital Fan Festival. Reminisce on your adventures thus far and retell your experiences in the form of art that follows the theme of memorable moments in Final Fantasy XIV. There are 4 different categories this year, including screenshot-focused ones. So find the medium that suits your style and get started on your future masterpiece.
So yes.
What prizes can you win?
Well,
You'll
first,
get-
the 4 categories.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
First, the 4 categories are illustrated works, screenshots unaltered, screenshots altered,
Oh,
and physical handcrafted works.
So altered screenshots.
I know it's vague, isn't it?
I mean, it just means like, I don't know, probably like
I was
photo
thinking
bath.
Photoshop, but
I was thinking Photoshop as well,
yeah.
Mhm.
but you could
Because it's obviously not. Because they should have been more clear here. Because I feel like someone's going to be actually, that's actually giving me a free pass to use mods, and then they're like, I'm banned. Don't do
Well,
that.
they
Well,
could
actually,
make
it
the argument
says-
that they're very good at Photoshop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Gabu has a very big ass for some reason. But
I feel like you're referencing something that people didn't see.
no, it's fine.
Okay. Let's see. Norway is in the countries. Okay, good.
All of these countries,
I
all of our
also
countries are.
find it funny that they have listed
Oh,
Åland
hell yeah.
Islands as
Sorry.
the first. Yeah, go on.
You could enter this if you live in the Vatican City.
Pope, get on it. Let's see that, Mikote.
Oh, and Chad.
Uh,
Why did you pick Chad of all the African countries?
Europe's a lot bigger than I thought.
Europe's
What?
a lot bigger than I thought.
Because it's a
What
European
about-
contest.
No, this is a global contest.
Okay. I don't see the United States on.
Almost
Whoa.
almost
Wait,
every
no.
country in the
Did-
world.
no,
can
let's
enter.
Oh,
not-
there it is. Okay, sorry, I see it now. It's at the top. I thought it was in the list of the long names. I didn't see the first one.
Wait. Did you say Chad as in the country Chad in
Mhm.
Africa? And then you went, wow, Europe is bigger than I think. That is very American of you.
That was a
Rollo.
joke. That
Oh,
was a-
okay. All right. It's hard to tell with you sometimes, Rollo. All right.
I thought it was a European contest. Sorry, God.
Okay. That's that.
Prizes.
Prizes are the same as they've always been,
Well, there is one new thing.
except for a new in-game fashion accessory.
Mhm.
They don't even show what it looks like. They just show us the silhouette of the new parasol that you can get from this.
Well,
event.
it just represents the new in-game fashion accessory. For all we know, it might not even be a parasol.
Yeah, it says it's subject to change, but it's weird of them to show the silhouette of an umbrella and then not being an umbrella.
But maybe they don't want to show what it actually is because that would be spoilers. Like if it's a doll that you hold, any visual would reveal what
don't
it is.
Remind me that we're doing
Ah.
fucking dolls as an accessory item. That makes me depressed. All right.
Now I want it to be a doll.
Ugh, God, depression spiraling.
Also, the cloud hairstyle, which is still ugly.
Terrifying. I just
ugly.
Cloud's hair does not look good in a lot of 3D renditions.
It doesn't work in this game.
Well, there are very specific characters I've seen it work for. The
Yeah.
example they have is not one of them.
No. That just looks like, it kind of looks like when you're browsing through like a cheap, like where you buy costumes, like a costume store, and they have that cheap, cheap like $1 wig, and it's just a woman that's just put it on haphazardly. That's what it looks like. All right. That's it for recent events. Let's jump into some interviews. No. Let's jump into. Oh, these are in. Oh, the interviews are in recent events.
Well, they're main stories. It's fine.
So I feel like we should start with patch stuff first, and then save Yoshi P for the end. All right, let's jump into patch 5.45, part 1. We got Delubrum Reginae at last. Spoilers for Delubrum Reginae. Is it? You know what? I'm just gonna be on this. I'm gonna be safe.
Yeah.
All right, spoilers from this point on if you haven't done it. Right, so let's jump into the story. We pick up immediately from where we left off with
the failure of capturing Castrum Lacus Latore.
Yeah. Oh god, the beginning is very blurry in my mind.
I know. I went in game just so I could read the journal to remind myself, and even the journal was quite vague. After, like, it explains that, like, it says that Mikoto runs back into the southern front, but it even says for no explained reason, and I was like, well. That's useful, isn't it?
Yeah, back in there you see Misaja.
Missia.
Yeah.
Missia.
Well,
yes. Mikoto is now spying on. Well, I don't know if that was her intention or if she just ended up in the same place that Missia is.
Yeah. Oh yes, right. We're spying on on Missia and her. There's like 4 resistance members that are like pinned down by. They're not pinned down. They're like having a confrontation.
3 of them.
Sorry, 3. And she's like backed by Garlean soldiers. She's wearing a Garlean uniform. And she's like holding the.
Save the Queen.
Yes, save the Queen and the. What's the
Orosite,
sorry. And she's doing this thing, and she tempers or whatever we call it. What do they call it? Something else in the storyline? Do they ever address what it actually is?
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay, it's
I think it's just tempering.
Yeah. It only tempers one of them, and the other soldiers are like, what did you do that?
Well, no, it's the Beast Tamer, whatever his name is.
Yeah, oh, that's the guy that came in. Oh, the Beast Tamer man. He's like, what did you do that? And she's like, oh,
Lion. Thank you, chat.
Yeah. Essentially, so what she does is he turns around and he kills them. Isn't that what happens? I think he kills them.
Yeah.
He's like, what, you're going to leave him alive? And he's like, no, just wait.
So in this scene, all 3 of the resistance soldiers have names. Are we supposed to know who these people are?
I hope not, because I didn't remember.
Maybe
I didn't remember them either.
No.
Maybe they were some of the fates in the Southern Front or something.
They could be, or maybe there were like NPCs in the background and like I don't know. I don't know. I don't think we were supposed to remember who they were.
Oh, they mocked her back.
Are they the 3 that like bullied her?
Oh, those. Okay, wow, that's a long. Okay, I see.
Okay.
All right.
I feel less sympathetic to them now.
Yes.
Because I just had no context for who they were.
No.
Oh, that's right. And the guy does lash out. He's like, you really are lowborn or something like that.
Oh, yes. That's true. Right. So while we're watching that, is that when she's got she gets the echo? Her violent
the future echo.
Yeah. And we see this scene is funny. because there's a whole cutscene of this, and obviously because we're watching a future Echo, we're gonna watch that again at some point. And I'm sorry for skipping ahead. We'll talk about it. But when we get to that point in the story, they literally just replay the entire cutscene again.
Without the filter, so you know.
Without the echo filter.
Yeah, without the echo filter. Okay, so we see them walk into a basement, a tomb, a crypt, something underground.
A tomb in the right-hand side of the middle section of the southern front.
Yes.
Where all the horrible death creatures live.
Yeah. And we pop out with some other assistance members, and we're I think Mikoto says, we know your ore site or whatever is empty. Or yeah. So, and that was the end of that. That was the whole Echo. So now we know that, and because of what we've seen with her I think that's why they showed that, like, she tempered one person. That might be because she's running out of energy. She can't temper all of them.
Also, Lion kind of tips us off a little bit, says, we're running low on soldiers and supplies.
Yes.
He clearly knows that we're there.
Yeah. So we run back with this information. We talk to... So what's his name?
Balsalian.
Yes. We tell him... oh, God. And now there's, like... What happens in between here?
I think we just tell them the plan.
We tell them
what Mikoto saw.
Yeah. And we're essentially just acting on that. And we know where they're going. And we know that she won't have any power or any juice left in her crystal.
Sword.
Yeah, so we're preparing an ambush similar to the one in the future Echo. Does anything happen in between here? Before we...
it's just the revelation of, like, Kodo, like, this is when she says, she's running out of juice.
Yeah.
So then they just go do it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Also, Geralt and the Vieira that you don't like are in that cutscene.
Yes, they are. Yes. So, okay, fast forward to the event. We get to see the whole cutscene all over again. And just as we get to the point where she says, we know you're out of juice, she reveals that... Is this before or after the battle? She's like, I also have... the Echo.
It's before the battle. Before the instance fight.
She explains, because she shows one still that we were supposed to, like, remember, is that she was in one of those facilities, or in the previous patch, Mikoto, where we know that they extract, like, the Echo or whatever from people. That's what happened to Xenos. So she has it too.
I don't know if it means Missia has it.
I thought that was implied, because she said it works both ways now, because she too saw it, so she could...
It wouldn't be so... I wouldn't shock me, but for some reason...
Why else would she show that shot? Yeah,
because they have other people that have it.
No, I thought it implied she
I know,
had it.
I know what you're saying actually makes more sense, but when I watched the cutscene, I was like, they have heaps of people that have this now.
Oh, well, why wouldn't she give that to herself? It's like the ultimate power.
Well, maybe she does, but I also don't know if she had permission to do that.
Well, she just fucked around and got it.
Yeah. I think.
Okay, so she definitely does. It's written in her notes that I haven't read yet.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Because otherwise, Otherwise, I feel like that screenshot would have made no sense, because it showed, like, the machinery in the background, and you're like, oh, of course. Anyways, so she says, I can see that shit too, so I've prepared. So out jumps mechs and Garleans, and there's a battle. There's a duty.
Where you can see Mikoto just 1v1 missing the entire fight.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry, I got her. I was just getting shot in the chest.
So I think that fight must be. Rollo, what class did you play it as?
I went as a tank.
Okay.
I went as Dark Knight.
All right. So did you have any problems with that fight?
No, not at all.
No. Okay. Because I feel like
Okay.
if I was a DPS,
Mhm.
I might have struggled a little because there's a lot of damage going out there. You do have a ticking regen now because of the new MSQ stuff, but
it's very possible to unknowingly step in one of those dot puddles and just die.
yes.
If I was not a healer, I would have died when I did
same.
this.
Right. So it's a long fight in multiple, or at least 2 phases. But you fight ads, and then you fight. Well, you fight ads in
And
both
then you fight
phases.
a vomit-colored Gabriel.
Yeah, vomit-colored Gabriel. And that's that. When you're done with that, is this when we cut when the aura site just breaks?
No, the aura site doesn't break until just after we defeat her in Delubrum Reginae.
Yeah.
But yeah, Missia, like while we were fighting, the other Garleans have managed to break through the door, so Missia runs ahead.
Yeah.
At this point, there are more Gabriels, and then also a NPC from the level 80 Gunbreaker quest appears at this point.
Yes.
If you have done that quest, he will acknowledge you. If you have not, then you don't get that piece of dialogue.
I never finished the Gunbreaker quest, so I didn't get that. Yes, so they escape into what is Delubrum Reginae. And thus the hunt continues in there. Which brings us to the dungeon. Designed in a way, modeled after Baldessian Arsenal. This is obviously, we are going to review the normal version. We have not done Savage, but we'll go for the
in fact,
the normal.
very few have.
Yeah, yes. We can
You
probably
require 48 people to be at rank 15 with at least 700,000 metal.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of similar to like the gatekeeping of Baldessian Arsenal, where you have to have finished all the way up to Hydatos, finished all the story, I feel like it's quite similar. So yeah, it's clearly echoing Baldessian Arsenal design choices here. So let's jump into it. Because it's Baldessian Arsenal, it cannot be entered via the duty finder, although I don't see why not right now, because first of all, it's not. Can you even go back to the entrance of Delubrum? Exactly. So it's not even like in Bosnia, at least in Hydatos. Baldessian Arsenal was a place in the zone. And when people were fighting in there, you could see their text. Like, they were literally in the same zone. Like, it made you entered through there. Here, it's like, this is awkward. Like, you talk to an NPC, he moves you to an instance. No, you don't even do that. You just get a duty finder pop in Gangos. It's a little strange. It's like they wanted the Baldessian Arsenal feeling, but they didn't want to give us the Baldessian Arsenal feeling. You know what I mean? It's this like half. I don't even understand. It's so weird. It should just put it on the duty finder at this point.
See, the thing is, you enter it the same way that you enter any adventuring foray, in that you have to be in a specific location to enter them.
Yes.
So the difference being that this is it's not an open world, which is why it feels weird.
Yeah. I guess they want to encourage like forming parties with people that are motivated to do it, and not just have it be like another duty on the duty finder that I have to do. But I don't know. It's
Awkward to get to, that's for sure.
Yes,
It is awkward to get to. It's really annoying having to get to Gangos. The fact that we can't teleport there directly still is very irritating.
Give it an etherite, Yoshi P.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's start with the dungeon design. It's interesting that the Savage mode clearly differs from normal mode in that we have areas that you can see in the normal mode that they don't do anything. Like there are pads that are not active, obviously because Savage requires more people, so there are more alliances. But design-wise, what do you feel about like the aesthetic of Delubrum?
I like it a lot. It's more building on the castrum.
Yeah.
Like if you remember some of the interiors of it that weren't, like Garlean parts.
Yeah.
It's got that, I guess, FF12-esque architecture look to it. Underground city kind of feel too.
Reminds me of that town at the end of the second Ivalice raid, is it the first one where we fight the guy with the masks?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
The lost city of Lazalia.
Yeah, Lazalia. Kind of similar to that. What were you saying, Georgi?
I was going to say that I like the design of the final room. I find unfortunately that a lot of the rooms look very samey. Maybe because they're so big, it's hard to differentiate between them.
Yeah.
Because they have to accommodate 24 and then later 48 people.
Yes, that's true.
God.
The last part is interesting because at the end of that, you can keep walking towards that crystal and the trees. Like you'd think there was a wall there, but you can just keep walking, which kind of makes it not as pretty because it's 14. But fun fact. I don't know if there's anything else to say about it. It's very Evilesian old architecture.
How'd you like the fights though?
Yeah, let's talk about the fights.
Fights.
There is a mechanic that we should probably just mention immediately. Get hit once, you get a stack. Hit again, you get doom. On most mechanics in Delubrum.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel as if 2 strikes and you're out is too low. I feel as if it should have been 3.
I agree. I think you can only get hit twice. That is so mean. Like when this came out, and also because this is a Baldessian Arsenal type shit, you lose metal every time you die.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Metal the first time going in.
Yeah.
Every time.
It's also a 3-second doom. So hit twice, 3-second doom, which is so cruel because you're like, oh, I fucked up a mechanic. In 3 seconds, I'm dead. It's horrible.
Think about it. You get to think about it.
Yeah.
You get to think about the mistakes that you've made that led up to this point in your life.
Yeah. Yeah. So first day 1, I think a lot of people
lost a lot of metal.
Which is sad considering the fact that Delubrum does not give you metal, although there is a repeatable quest that you can do, but that's is it daily or weekly?
Weekly. Another thing that I discovered about this from someone that has completed the Relic by running Delubrum 15 times at this point, was that if you fall below 70,000 metal, I believe it is, I think that's the number, you cannot enter Delubrum Reginae. You have to have the minimum amount of metal to be rank 10 to actually enter it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
that's fucked up.
If you're having a really, really bad run, it might be your last for a while. That sucks. Yes. So I don't like that mechanic, although I do understand it. It's got that Baldessian Arsenal spirit. Remember in Baldessian Arsenal, you couldn't be rest by normal means. You had to use an item.
Only actions. What are they called in Baldessian?
Logos. No.
Logos actions,
yeah. So it's sort of similar. I get it, but it's because this is so disconnected from Bosnia, it's also really weird. I don't know. again, the design choice here is a little confused in my opinion, but yes, rough mechanics. So let's talk about the first boss, which is the one that really teaches you that you shouldn't fuck any mechanics up in this place. This is where it introduces you to the Doom mechanic. It has everything. It has visual telegraphed attacks, but it also has like look at me, pay attention to what I'm doing, because otherwise you'll get fucked. And remember what I'm doing, because it has the swords that light up, which will indicate where he will slash in a sequence. I think the first boss is really good.
Yeah,
I agree.
the Ravana.
I think the first, fifth, and final bosses are very good.
Yeah. So it's a good like introduction. You get an it definitely tells you like what you can expect going into this. This is not a normal 24-man alliance raid.
I think the biggest problem with the first boss is that it does not have enough mechanics to justify its length.
God,
I agree.
The HP pools of these bosses.
It's a lot.
You're here for a while.
Yes. I think that's one of the biggest issues with this, is that a lot of the bosses have too much HP.
I think it's not as much of a problem once you get with the fifth and the sixth bosses, personally, because they have more. It takes longer for them to start repeating mechanics, actually.
Yeah, I feel like I have a problem with the last boss, but we'll get to that. But yeah, the first boss, you very quickly notice that it's starting to repeat mechanics. It starts repeating at like 50%. At that point, you've seen everything, and it'll just keep doing it. There's also a 12 mechanic here in the dungeon, in that there are traps everywhere, and you have to use. I'm a little sad it's not called Libra, but I guess it's because we already have actions called Libra in 14, and they are not that. So it's called something else. I don't remember what it's called. It's very limited. You can only get it in. Where do you get it from? Is it?
You can only get it from here. Well, the game gives you 2 when you first enter here, and you can only get it in Delubrum Reginae and Delubrum Reginae Savage.
Yes. All right.
Those traps, huh?
Yeah.
You just
like very dangerous.
It's very.
I didn't know there were traps at first. I was almost tempted to walk into it.
Oh, no!
Is this?
They are very. You feel very much like a fly and a bug zapper.
Yes, yes.
It's very appealing to walk into them at first.
But also, I was like I didn't see any floating text about it. At least not that I saw in the fucking madness.
Right.
And so I was like, what are these things popping up? Like, I'm not in a boss fight right now. Am I supposed to? I did not.
Makoto,
someone else did.
Makoto does mention them, but it's easy to miss that.
Some of the placement of the traps are so mean as well. I remember there was like one placed in the opening into like a corridor in the middle, so you have to like fan around it. If you don't have that action, you are going to walk into that. So yeah, I like that though. That's a little bit of 12 in there. Unfortunately, with the risk of losing even more metal. But there
just
you
let
go.
everyone go ahead of you.
Yeah,
the balance between the bomb and the poison traps is so like distinct.
Yeah,
the bomb will instantly kill you. The poison is such a slap on the wrist.
It's a minor annoyance. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so the second boss. Well, there's Trash. Technically, the alligator. Sorry, Smock with the big cream-filled tail. For those that don't watch the streams, that's I'm not going to elaborate. It's just a.
It's a pretty simple boss.
Yeah, it has some like side mechanics. Like it'll hit from one side and then it'll hit on the other side. I guess that's the extent of how advanced that is. The third boss,
very time consuming.
Which one's that?
Once more, it's the Knights. It's the Queen's Guard.
Okay. Yes. The Queen's Guard, where you have to pay attention. Also to think which I feel like this one might become more problematic over time when people get tired of this dungeon and it's like something they just have to do. Because this one is not fucking around. You need to pay attention or you're gonna die. So essentially, there's four pieces, and they all have very specific mechanics that will show up again in the last boss fight, which I like. I like it when bosses combine at the end. I think that's clever. There's the first one is Night or whatever. It's like
I don't think you need to say what they all are because I definitely don't remember what all their titles are.
Right. So there's one with swords, which is stay away. One with shield, which means get close because it's a spinning. This is the fight, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's two that cross over. This is still the same fight, isn't it? The ones.
It's just one at a time.
Oh yeah. You fight each of the four of them one at a time. I think you're talking about the one that creates clones of itself.
Yes.
And then it will create tethers that show to the real ones.
Yes.
And the ones that didn't have tethers don't have real AoEs, even though the game shows them as AoEs.
Yes.
Yeah. And you have the slinger, which shoots the bullet around.
Yes.
Whatever.
Follow the arrows.
Yeah. And then
and then at the end there is actually an enraged timer, you could say, because if you don't kill them in time, they will essentially just form around the arena. They get a shield that will change direction. If you hit the shield, it reflects back at you. Kill them before the cast finish. Is there a cast or is it just time?
There is a cast.
There's a cast. Okay, yeah. If you don't make it before the cast is cast. Before the cast is cast, you die. It's a wipe.
It's the only enrage in the normal mode that I have seen.
Yes. Yeah, I haven't seen any others. So after that, there's some more trash. We don't have to talk about the trash. We need to fast forward a little.
No, we don't. I was just going to say, you definitely don't want to die because it's a very long fight.
But now comes the fight that I think is...
The next trash is just a ghost.
Skip that.
A Buzz Ghost.
The next boss is clever. I like this one. This is the temperature one, which... this is a new UI element. It's essentially Shiva. The model is Shiva, but it's not the model. The rigging is Shiva, I guess. So you get assigned a temperature. There are 4 different temperatures: cold, very cold, hot, and very hot. So it's a bar with 4 that can fill 2 up to 2 in one direction. Whatever, you know how that works. You get assigned 2. Let's say you get 2 too hot. This is a good explanation.
Level 2 hot.
Yeah, level 2 hot. And now 4 boulders or something crashes. I actually never looked at them. They're ice blocks on fire. Meteors, but they have there's ice and fire, and they have different levels. So level 1 and level 2. If you have level 2 too hot,
if you have level 2 heat, you want to stand in the level 2 cold.
Yes,
you're trying to get back to 0.
Yes, that's your goal.
Yes. We should say the first run for the first couple mechanics only go up to 1 heat and 1 cold. You actually don't add the second level of heat and cold until the sword mechanic.
Yes.
There's also a fucking Mario Party mini game. With,
the
following the heat arrows and cold arrows. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I really like that. I've always enjoyed that kind of logic puzzle.
This one, though, I feel repeats very quickly. Because she does the meteors and the maze, and she does a run across the arena, and there's some mobs around the arena that does some shit. And that's and then she does the side slashes. That's it. That's the fight. But she takes a while to get down. She's a long one.
The thing about it is that that is why I don't find it as repetitive, is because it is possible to kill it at the second pipeline mechanic, which the first and like they're not the same. They're not that different. But the first meteors and second meteors and the first pipeline and second pipeline, there is greater difficulty in them because they add the second level of heat, which doesn't exist the first time you do them.
True.
Yeah.
I guess there's that.
But the sword mechanic is the worst one
Yeah.
in the fight. Very uninteresting. And also, it can fuck you very easily.
Yeah. Okay, so last boss. The Queen.
Where does that chair come from?
God, I hate it. It has arms that are actually just feet in high heels.
Yeah. It has its legs. So this weird unicycle thing has legs where its arms should be and arms where its legs should be.
Yeah.
I have like a little drum or something too.
Yeah.
It's blowing a little horn with one of its arms.
Yeah, that like a little trumpet.
Bizarre.
Where was it? Because in the cutscene, you see her transform, and you're like, "All right, so I'm gonna fight her," and then she just sits down. What? Where?
If that's her throne, what the fuck? Like, you want to like impose power? That looks like a fucking carnival ride. I don't know. It looks stupid. But hey. Cool Trump. I guess it plays its own music, which is cool. Tooting her own horn. All right, fight.
Mm-hmm.
This one's long.
Yeah.
This is perhaps the one I feel like is the longest in the fight. Well, it's the first one is long as well, but I feel like this one drags out too long.
I think this is the longest.
It brings back some mechanics. It brings back the chess pieces from before, with an added chess piece. That there's two pieces that get like a number above their head, or dots, I guess, and that signifies how many squares they will move forward. You also get numbers above your head, which is the Queen's command. Yeah, you get that later, but that's the introduction. They will move, so you know that's the tutorial. Next, you get a number above your head, which means when the timer reaches 0, you have to move. The number of squares above your head. If you don't, you get the cross over your head and you lose. Do you get a stack?
The number.
If you
do get a stack.
Okay.
It is the number of spaces from your starting space. For example, if you circle around, it does not count.
Right.
I immediately panicked when I saw the number above my head, because it's not like at least with the second raid in the last fight where it's like, okay, everyone gets you see everyone else getting the mechanic too. It's like some of them have to do it, some have to don't do it. This one's just like, oh fuck. What's gonna happen?
You don't see anyone else's number, so for a second you're thinking, "Oh my god, chosen me."
Yeah, I am the
do
chosen
this thing
one.
I don't understand.
I was like, I don't know, I did this. Or it's fucked it up, and I just like running around like a chicken.
My problem with that mechanic, especially, so they give you that, and then the third time you get the chess pieces and so they get a number, you get a number, and now you have to find a way to move and end at a square where they don't hit you. And I always overthink this. Every time I'm like, oh my god, I have a number, what is the number? And then I run just back and forth, and I'm like, oh god, and they get like really simple numbers, like they get 2 each, and I'm like, oh my god, however will I do this? And then I'm like, okay, he's gonna end there. And so in my pea brain, I go, so I have to land there, where he's gonna end up and kill me every time. So
I kind of got what I wanted. It's kind of math-based. I love math-based mechanics in this game.
I do like it. It's clever. And it was what I wanted in terms of like, it's not just a reuse of the construct mechanic. It's a new mechanic. It feels fresh. Yes, Rollo, what did you say? I have a feeling Rollo does not love this mechanic.
No, I was just gonna ask because I've only run it a couple times. Is it always across when the chess pieces are moving? Right, it's always across that they do.
Yes.
Yes, they always do crosses.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where I was definitely overthinking it too. I'm like, is it to just move like a horsey piece? So is it gonna
Yeah.
turn around like a cone at me?
Yeah.
And so then I was trying to juggle that and the.
Maybe in Savage.
Yeah.
I think it's a good mechanic. I'm bad at it. It's hard for me to track the two my own counter. I think I'm always like one space off because I'm like, oh yeah, 1, 2.
Yeah. 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 So yeah, that's. I feel like that's one of the more interesting mechanics in the fight. The others are very. I don't even remember most of them now that I think about it. It's like.
Well, it takes the 4 from the Queen's Guard.
Yes.
And then it has occasionally she'll create like this vortex that will push you to the other side of the arena.
Right.
And then there's also she'll make 3 dots appear that spread out into lines, and the points where they intersect, they'll create massive AoEs.
Right. That's true. That happens as well. It's an alright fight, but way too long. Way too long.
They're definitely all balanced around everyone using lost actions, or at least some people.
Yeah.
But like some people said in chat, not everyone's using it. And also, aside from just the lost actions that are like, do more damage, do more crit, do more direct hit, it doesn't feel like there's like an interesting use for some of the lost actions just yet. I mean, maybe it is like that Savage. I can't say. But
right.
The potions that the potions that allow you to become a tank as a DPS or a healer are powerful enough to let you tank this content.
Yes.
Because one thing we haven't mentioned is there is no role requirements for this content. So it is entirely possible for you to go in there with no healers or no tanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do have time to at least get your lost action set up at the start. So
yeah. Yeah.
But
you can always
put a healer in there though.
If it turns out that you are missing certain very important aspects to a party composition, you can always use return and go back to the start to rearrange your lost actions, thankfully.
Yeah. Okay.
The music in the Queen's boss fight is very good.
Oh, it's very good. You don't really get to appreciate it when you're in there because it's kind of stressful, but every now and then there's like a little when you've done your move and you have to stand still. Take a moment and enjoy the music. All right. Back to the story now as we kill we defeat the queen. She the aura sign breaks and it looks like a jawbreaker, the inside of a jawbreaker. I just wanted to say that. I've been thinking about it ever since it happened. I just want to like taste it.
It's like a salt lick.
It is. Missia tries to summon the queen again, I think, at the very end, but then the queen like whispers something to her, and we don't know what that is yet.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
What happens after that?
We capture Missia. We take her back. She's in solitary confinement. She's being interrogated. And Mikoto, when they hand her the Save the Queen, she has one final flash forward.
Yeah,
oh yes, of her just falling from the sky.
And someone calling out to her.
Yes.
No idea who.
No. I find it interesting because they're like they talk about Gangos and that she's in a jail, but the jail is like brick and like it's like an actual full building. There's more to Gangos than we can see, obviously, but I didn't know that Gangos had like jails and shit. I always had the feeling that Gangos was like a more hastily constructed settlement. I just thought that was weird that she was not like in a guarded tent in Gangos, but there we go.
Okay, what you said to her was in the notes too. You should read those.
Oh, I really should be reading those notes. Why would it say that in the note?
They're good though. They're really
they are good. Oh yeah,
it really is just a like what are they called? Floor encyclopedia
in
game.
It's yeah.
Woolhead has much to tell us.
He has. All right.
I thought she was going to die, in all honesty. I was surprised she didn't die.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that her story is not yet over. One final thing from the story, we also see a very, very big Garlean airship flying towards us.
Oh,
What?
yeah, it's the Ifrit, I believe,
Oh,
from 12. So that's really
It'll
cool.
probably not be called that.
I wish it was, though. I mean, it can still.
that would be weird.
That would be strange. Yeah, they can't call it the Ifrit, but all right. It is massive. It is way bigger than like the Agrius. At least it looks larger than an Agrius class airship. But yeah, it's really cool. All right, I love 12's airships. I'm very hyped that we're actually getting to see some 12 airships going forward, because I mean that's kind of what 12 is known for, is they're like excessively massive and cool looking airships. All right, now we have to talk about, so what you've probably noticed from this is that we haven't really mentioned the Relic at all. There's, I mean, you all know why. It's because you don't really have to do any of this to well, you have to do the story to unlock this, but other than that, after you've done that, you can do a Realm Reborn content to work on your Relic.
Just some Crystal Tower.
Yeah.
There's 3 steps that we have. First step, 15 Crystal Tower runs, or 15 maybe skirmishes in Bosnia.
Yeah.
I think, is it skirmishes or is it? No, it's critical engagement. Sorry, it's 15 critical engagements, and that's not guaranteed.
No. I'm going to turn off spoilers now, because this is technically not spoilers anymore. So those that have not been listening,
come on back.
Welcome back. Spoilers are over. So yes, Relic. 3 steps. First step, grind Crystal Tower. What is so you can do? What else can you do in Bosnia?
The alternative is critical engagements in Bosnia.
Right, that's
but that is those don't have guaranteed drops.
Right, like you said. Didn't you just say that? I'm sorry, I didn't. Yes.
Next step. This is the step that a lot of people are confused about. You only have to do this step once, not per relic.
Right.
It is also weird because it has nothing to do with Bosnia. There is nothing in this step that is done in the Southern Front or Delubrum Reginae, which is 18 Mark raids or Giribania fates, and also 18 Evilise raids or Othard fates. The fates are not guaranteed drops.
Right.
So fucking bizarre. So bizarre.
I can sort of see the Evilise thing. I feel like the Evilise thing at least ties into it in some way, but it is bizarre that this part of the relic has it doesn't connect to Bosnia in any way, other than the faint connection between Return to Evilise and the Bosnia story. I don't know what. Again, it brings me that like confused design choice feeling that I get from Delubrum Reginae. It's like they want the relic to be like a relic thing, but also they don't. Like they are trying to please 2 crowds, I guess, but that second step only pleases 1.
Well, the second step, as I said,
it's only
has
once.
to be done once.
Yeah, but still, it's completely disconnected from Bosnia. If you wanted to do the relic as like, because whether you like it or not, the relic is a Bosnian relic. The second step has nothing to do with it. Weird. It's just turning into like a normal, like an old-fashioned, a Realm Reborn Heavensward relic. Yeah. Then the third step, which is so mean because you've been doing Delubrum Reginae weekly For the medal, I guess.
Not for the metal. I mean, I guess so. I think you're doing it more for the
Well,
gold coins.
you're doing it for the gold coins and the medal. I mean, if you want to go do the savage one, you need medal. So you get 12,000 a week there. So.
That's true. So you better die less than 12 times.
Yes. The last step is doing just that. Delubrum Reginae. Is it 18?
15.
15 times.
Or
Oh yeah, what was the other one?
Oh
my god.
Palace of the Dead.
Oh yes.
I didn't know about the Palace of the Dead part, honestly.
Yeah. Palace of the Dead, everyone.
Palace of the Dead does not have guaranteed drops. It is the non-guaranteed version of this step. Delubrum Reginae will always give you the drop.
Yeah. So if you're already farming gold coins at that point, you might as well do Reginae, but I don't know. Yes, Rollo, were you?
Do you like the Judge armor too, by the way?
I like the tank Judge armor. The healer one is fucking awful.
You don't like it, really?
I look like a wandering lampshade. Looks stupid.
I like the chest piece for it. Not a fan of the helmet, but
the chest piece is like, ugh. I want Judge. That's not like proper Judge. It feels bad.
Play a tank then.
The dying is horrible as well on it.
Chat is bringing up something that is actually kind of relevant to us. After floor 150, it is apparently guaranteed to drop.
Oh, and that's where we stopped.
That is where we stopped Palace of the Dead. So
there
useful
you go.
for us.
Right. The Relic. After that, you get your finished Relic. Important thing to note: the Relic version without the glow cannot be dyed, which I thought was interesting.
Okay.
I know a lot of people. No, it's not normal. I remember we had dyeable, unglowy weapons.
We have, but we've also had undyeable glowy.
Yeah, we have had both. I just don't like it when they give us an unglowy one that cannot be dyed. I don't know. Sometimes it's nice to just have the Relic without the glow, because sometimes the glow is a bit excessive. So
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. I don't know why they do it like that. But there it is. You happy with your relics, like what they look like in their final form? Have you seen them?
No.
I'm gonna take a peek at them right now. I saw them earlier, but
I have seen the unglowy one, but I have not seen the one with the glow. I kind of just want to wait until I get it, but I know that's going to be impossible because it's always like someone linking it in chat, and then I'm hovering over it. And I'm like, there it is. Could just have a peek. I can't. I'm gonna get spoiled anyways. Eventually, it'll. But I haven't sought it. I haven't yet. But the undyed one looks nice. It's a cane with a thing on it.
Of course it is.
Yeah,
you deserve no less.
That's my weapon. So
now you're gonna switch to paladin now, huh? They're gonna bully you into.
I don't know yet. I need to know what happens to healers in Endwalker. I have been so faithful to White Mage. It will be a crime almost if I left it now. It's been 6 years as a White Mage. 7, actually. That's a long time.
You rated it.
Yeah, I did, but in like 2.0 and 2.1, like that's 2.1 it must have been. I think that's when they released Coil. Yes. So that's that. That's part 1 of the patch. In part 2 we'll talk more about Blue Mage. I need to do more Blue Mage.
We also need to talk about the Ishgardian restoration at some point. But mayhaps we shall wait a little bit until more servers are finished.
Yes. Did we mention that Ragnarok was... I think so. Ragnarok is the first EU server. It's surprising. It's surprising. That's usually not how it goes, but
Phoenix is also finished.
oh, congratulations, Phoenix. All right. Well, that will have to be the end of the episode. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Remember to follow on Twitter at SpeakersXIV, twitch.tv/SpeakersOfHeidland, youtube.com/SpeakersXIV, ! Discord in chat. If you want to join our Discord server, if you're watching on demand, link is in the description. That's that. Send us mogmail, speakersxiv.com/mogmail. Stay tuned for the post show. We'll be reading questions from the syndicate, and that's that. See you there. Goodbye.
Bye.